Okay, let's pray. Dear God, we thank you for the new semester that we begin again. I pray that you will be with us and bless us through the whole semester so we can learn something new about the mission and also about the pastoral epistle that going to guide us how to run the church and to honor you according to your will. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, let's see. We're going to start with introduction to mission. Let me see. Okay, you see the syllabus?
Yes.
Okay, this is the introduction to mission. And these new courses is different from if you ever take mission with me many years ago. It's a very different uh, introduction. The assembly rewrite the syllabus, and in this course, they not only teach you about the idea about mission, they also offer you a lot of different perspective from different author, theologian. Throughout every chapter, they offer you something new. So you will get a lot of idea about mission, what is mission, and how to do mission, according to different perspective from all kind of Bible quotes that you will see and think about it. So we just hope that after you finish this course, you get a lot of idea about mission and how to do it from throughout 2000 year history of church and from different culture. So this is something that we hope that you can get not just theory, but practical sense and a lot of experience from a lot of missionary all over the world from different denominations. So this is something we hope that you get by study this course this semester. And there are textbooks, but as you always know that the lecture note will cover most of what we could study. I get the idea from all the textbooks. Some we get a lot, some we get some, and some we just do the reference from that textbook. But most of the idea from different textbook that we use in this class, in my lecture note, you will get all the idea. And this is some of the books, if you're interested in them. You can read them by uh, get the reading version or the audio. It's cheaper. And you don't need to buy all the textbook. It's so expensive and a lot of time you will never use it again. So that about textbook. And about the requirement, the grading assignment is similar to last semester or other classes. You come to class, you uh, take part in the study every week. You get 10% of the grade. And by reading all the lecture note or the textbook, you get another 10%. And when you join the small group on Monday, most of you join the group on Monday, and that is 20%. Because when your leader report to me, they will tell me who joined the study group each week and what you do each week. And the whole group will get grade by joining and turn in the report, what you have done in that week, that 20%. And in this class, you will have a chance to write your personal reflection about the course, how you think about the mission, and what you have learned, how you feel, everything, your personal thinking, you get another 10%. And now it's a project. A project, this can be your personal project or a group project. It's about you select a group of people, like you select the Mien people in Laos, and you talk about all the mission that work with them and present in class for 5 to 10 minutes, and that is 20%. So your group project in your group is about a certain group of people that the missionary try to reach out to them. It can be Mien, Hmong, Lao, Thai, Korean, Burmese, Cambodian, or any group. Your group select one group and write something about them. The mission work with them, how successful it is, what problem they have, and that 20%, your project. And another project is, well, it can be personal or group again. It's about a missionary. You can select a missionary and write something about that missionary that you like. And that's at least it go on so long, but some of the famous missionary are here that we list down here for you to select. This is some of the very famous missionary throughout several hundred years. You can select one, pick one, and write something about that missionary, that 10%. And number 7 is about your own church project, your mission that your church have done. So this can be your personal or about people who come from the same church. You can write something about your church, the mission of your church, how you have done, how your church reached out to your people, and that is 20%. Okay, this is all the requirement. If you do it well, you get 100%. So we will come back here to answer your question about each project later on. And all the grades sum up to 100%. And you know that in order to get A, you need to get up to 90-something%. And here is the weekly schedule that we have. This is in general, but I want you to use the schedule that I sent you in the first email about section 1 week, section 2, section 3 until 10, because some week we will study 2 chapters or more than one, but I will sum up. This is some more detail, but the schedule I send you will fit specifically with our this semester. But this is the guideline in general, that in detail each section what we're going to learn. And if you use it with your lecture note, the lecture note will guide you through what we're going to discuss about each chapter of the textbook. I will put in detail in the lecture note that I send you. And here is more textbook and more idea if you want to write project or study about some missionary. This is all the name of the book about the missionary and their project, their work. If you want to select one, you can go out here and select to get more idea about them. So this is going to help you at the resort when you want some references. Okay, this is the detailed syllabus, but use the one I sent you that will be more specific about this semester. Okay, this is the general idea what we're going to learn this semester and requirement that you're supposed to have. And this semester is we're going to compact some chapter and we're going to compact some week. So that's why I tell you to stick with the new schedule I send you with the email. Some week we take off, some week we come back because I'm going to travel on mission trip in between. Okay, I will let you ask question about the syllabus. I don't know, I hope you have some time or chance to look over about the syllabus before you come to class. So if you have some question, we can talk about it now.
John, I have a question.
Yes,
I know you have the list of the missionary here. We don't recognize any of them, but we know like Mr. Calloway, Herb Purnell, Dr. Herb Purnell, and Anna Asper.
okay.
All those
Yep,
people?
you can use them.
Okay.
The list that we have is just a guideline in general, but if you personally know a certain missionary, you can pick them.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. And that might be better because you know them personally. It can be more detailed.
Thank you.
Welcome. I don't know, you have a chance to look at the lecture note I sent you because this semester we have a lot of information. And I try to sum them up, make them shorter for you. Okay, no question yet. Okay, that's good. I will continue on chapter 1 of the mission. So you might have question later on after chapter 1. Okay, this is chapter 1 of the mission course that we studied this semester. And in chapter 1, we will go over the introduction, the meaning of mission, and all the differences that we use the word mission, about mission. Well, you see that the first one, they talk about mission and missions. Mission with singular meaning and mission when we mean plural. What the difference? Well, mission, the singular form is just the general idea about what God called his disciple, follower to do. It's the foundation of all the activity of the church in this world. But now, how about mission with S or plural? It refers to the specific organized activity now. It means that the project of each church, and it means a lot of things about evangelism, church planting, discipleship, humanitarian aid, social justice, all things put together. That's why we put plural on it. It's all the different projects together. So now when you see the mission with singular and the mission at plural, they have different purpose when they use it. And now go to Missio Dei. It in Latin, it just means the mission of God. Dei, deity, and missio, it just means mission of God. So this is the base, the foundation that the church used this word for so long. And it just means that God who sent his people out to the world. And this is the whole idea about mission for the church for several hundred years. And what the mission focus on? Well, it's just about the work of God in the world, try to fulfill what God planned to redeem the whole world back to the original creation that God intended for man. Now you have to go back to the Garden of Eden. God created everything good and perfect, but sin, man make mistake, and everything go into chaos, confusion. So the mission starts that God tried to restore mankind to the original plan that he had for us. That whole thing about that the mission that we try to do. So how to fulfill that? That another story, what we can do. And now we talk about missiology. Well, it's just the mission plus theology. It just become the subject or the thing that we learn about mission. Like you talk about all the theology or the logic, it's just about the subject, about the detailed learning about the mission of God. So we call missiology now. And when we talk about missiology, it becomes theory, it becomes theology. So it adds on a lot more things. It's not just about how to work anymore. It's about how you think, how you plan, and how to use it, and how the result will come out. So missiology, it becomes a big thing by itself. It combines everything about mission together, become a course. And here they define it this way. Missiology is an interdisciplinary field of inquiry into Christian mission. It's about theology, history, sociology, and all kind of theory, all kind of practice put together. So it becomes big now when we talk about missiology. And if you add on all the history of the mission or the missionary work throughout history, it becomes even bigger now. And in the past, we don't use the word missiology a lot, but since 19th century, it become a big department. It become a big class that talking about a lot of things, because they say that it started by the Scottish missionary Alexander Duff, who developed a systematic theory of mission. So in the past, we just know missiology is about sending someone out to preach the words of God, to bring everyone to salvation. That's all we know. But this missionary tried to put together everything about mission, theology, theory, psychology, sociology, everything he put together to make it a big, complicated subject or department. It started in Edinburgh in Scotland. And all the young students come to learn many years about missiology now, how to be missionary. And the work keep go on, and get bigger. Now, this class become a department or become a big thing that a lot of young students need to learn for several years in order to graduate and get a degree in this department. And it's spread out all over the world. It's not just in Scotland. It's all over the world. Have the missiology department or the World Mission Department is talking about mission specifically. Today, many seminary and many Christian colleges teach about missiology or the School of Mission. It become a big department and very popular. A lot of students from all over the world come to learn about mission through this school or department everywhere. And they have to learn so many things related to mission now, not just about theology, but sociology, psychology, and many other departments that relate to how to help people. But whatever happened, we still have to go back to Matthew 28:19 when we talk about the real missiology or mission. It's the command that Jesus gave to his disciples the last time he was with them. What he said, all the power is given to you. You will go all over the world to make disciples, to preach the good news, baptize people, and bring them to salvation. This is all about mission. It's about missiology. It's the last command of Jesus to his disciples to share the good news to the whole world. And this is about mission. This is about what we try to do. Well, you might have different idea. And if we try to define missiology according to the Bible, the first thing is always the foundation is missiology have to base on the scripture, on the words of God. We cannot do anything beside that. Today, some people try to talk about mission in different ways. Like mission today for them is to go out to be friends with everyone in different culture. Well, that's not exactly the Bible say. To be friend is just part of the command, but the big command is to convert them to salvation, to help them to know Jesus, not just to make friends with them, but to bring them back to Jesus. That is about real mission. And some people say that mission today is about helping people feed the hunger, the one who hungry, who starve to death, go to feed them, help them who have no clothes to have clothes. Well, that social work is part of mission, but it's not is by itself is not about mission. The mission to try to save the soul first. The body come after. And mission is also about reflective and practical. Well, but how far it can go. Some people say that if you send missionary out, missionary need to know culture, need to be friend with people and try to blend in. Well, that's part of it, but that's still not the goal. The goal is to bring people back to God, not to us, and not try to be part of their culture, but to bring them back to be children of God. That's the whole goal. And number 4 say that missiology try to balance the zeal, the prudence, and discretion. Well, it's just all the way talking about some young missionary who so active and try to change people into the way that similar to them. But we have to be careful. We are not going out to change them to be American or English culture, but we try to bring them back to God, to know God. That is the whole goal. And also some idea about why we send people out, why people go out, and who send them out. And this is something that we can talk more about, because some organizations don't do exactly what the Bible says. They just want people to send themselves out, or the mission organization not really support anyone that much. So we talk more about this. And many other modern day things that we talk about mission, that today mission is not exactly what the Bible talk about anymore. And number 7, this is some discussion about missionary need to travel, mean that we need to leave our home, go overseas, or go somewhere else to reach out to other people. Is it still a need to travel, to move out of your hometown, to do some mission work? This is some other thing that we need to discuss. Because from the beginning, people always say, as a missionary, you need to travel. You need to leave your home. You need to leave everyone that you love in order to reach out to other people. So it's already a few things that we need to talk about mission and how we understand about mission according to the Bible. And later on, we still have many more articles that written by a lot of famous preachers about mission, the goal of mission, especially John Piper. We're going to talk something about him because he said that the whole goal of mission is about worship. And worship is everything about mission. So we're going to talk more about what he thinks mission and worship, why it go hand in hand. Later on, we come back to talk about him and his article or his idea about mission and worship. Okay, let's go back to the early part about mission, missiology, and how you think about mission. Okay, the first part about mission, how you think about it, how you understand about mission or missiology, why we need to do mission. You might say, God commanded us, yes. And what else? Why the church exists today? Well, one big main thing is Jesus commanded us to do mission. Jesus organized us in this world in order to fulfill his work. Jesus said, the Father sent me here to do his work. And now he passed on that work to us. We need to fulfill that work. Mission. So what mission is mean to you now?
อาจารย์
I have a question, Ajahn.
Yes.
Is that a mission we have to go far away, like overseas, or just that around here in Portland, Oregon? What we call that mission?
Well, people argue on that topic for so long because one side always said mission means that you need to leave your home, go overseas or far away. But some people say no. Mission is where you go out to share good news. That's not the mission. So anywhere can be mission. So now how you think?
John?
That
Oh, go ahead.
กล้อง
Okay.
กล้อง
John, I think mission, for me, I think it can be both.
Mm.
You can travel out of the country and you can do in your own city, your church. in your local community. So for me, I believe it apply to both.
Yes, I like what you think. It depends on what God call you.
Mhm.
It's not about you, it's about God who sent you.
Mhm.
God will send some of you overseas, and God will send some of you just next door.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. So we all have different calling. I know some guy who always want to go overseas, but still waiting after 20, 30 years. I say that maybe your calling is not overseas, just next door. But he cannot accept that.
So Ajahn, back then I have a lot of like the other believer, like a Mormon.
Yes.
They come 2 by 2. They come to knock the door, and then they read the scripture they're talking about. They preach at my door every time when they come. So is that a mission? For them,
Well,
it's mission, right?
for them, yes. You know, the church demand that they have to go out and bring new people to their church. That's part of their salvation. If they don't do that, they're not saved. So their salvation is they have to earn it. That's why they knock on your door.
I heard I have a Mormon friend. He say they have a number like they need to get that many people come to be believer.
Yeah, it's like salesman. They have the number that they have to reach.
And if they reach that number, and then they go up another step. So like
Yeah, they get promotion.
promotion, yes. So
Ajahn,
is that a good?
Well, in the business sense, yes.
to me, that's kind of like the pyramid.
Yeah, pyramid scheme.
Yeah, pyramid scheme. Yeah, that's interesting.
Well, but some people say that that's good. It's for all believer to work.
Ajahn,
Yes,
your question. I think for every Christians, our mission is to be missionary. Missionary doesn't mean that you have to go far away. Just being
Hometown.
be hometown and be friend with people non-Christians. But our goal is like somehow we can gain their friendship. After that, they can see us through our faith, through our good deeds, and they can become Christians. But I have question. How about the Catholics like Mother Teresa? They help so many orphans and poor people. What was their goal?
well, some organization, their goal is not to reach out to new believer. They just try to feed them or try to comfort them, to show them the love of God. So their goal change. And that we talk more about what should we do, because some churches turning into social work now, not try to reach their soul, but to feed their body now. They lost their goal, they lost their calling. Well, in fact, Jesus do both. Jesus feed people physically, healing them from sickness, and also preach the good news to them too. Jesus do both. But today, churches, we try to do just one thing. So now, why modern day churches try to do just one thing, not all? Well, they say that we don't have all the resources to do everything. And they want try to do something that's more urgent than another thing. That's the answer. But I still believe that we can do both. Not try to do a big project, but as much as we can. You can ignore physical need and try to just do the spiritual need only. Or you cannot just say, I do just physical need and I ignore spiritual need. We cannot say that. We still have to do both physical need and spiritual need of people. That's what Jesus doing all the time. He feed the hunger, he heal all the sickness, and he bring them to salvation in the same time.
I think the problem we have right now that like Ajahn say, we don't have a resource. But like Jesus, he can feed 5,000 for 5 bread and 2 fish, but we cannot do that. So that's the problem we have.
Well, you don't need to feed 5,000, just to feed 1 or 2 at a time. That's good enough.
I
fish myself.
okay.
Can you feed 1 or 2 at a time?
Yes. And I have something I've been thinking of. Like I can do a mission in a Zoom, and what they really needed in Laos and probably Thailand, probably Vietnam. That's they want to learn English, the language, and I can open the Zoom and then ask them to bring who really want to learn, so I can teach them by the English with the Bible.
That's good.
That what I'm thinking, but I don't know how I can do it not.
You know, when I was a teenager in Thailand, I teach English from English Bible to people who want to learn English too. And some of the students become Christian through the learning of English. So it worked.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, they want to learn English.
Yes.
Yeah.
And use the English Bible to teach them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, John, I think that works because with my niece, she's in her like late 30s, and the first thing, her intention was to learn how to read Mian. But guess what book she's reading? The Bible. The
Yes.
Bible. And her dad has I think dementia. And then she because with his condition is where he is going back to the native language that they remember and speak. So she wanted to learn Mian language so she can speak to the dad. But she converted to Christianity, and now she's growing and she's on fire and walking with God now. But it's interesting and it's amazing thing how God brought people.
You see, the Bible is the words of God. It's a living words. It has power.
Yeah. So that is, I know that works because that's my niece. So now she's thriving.
Yeah, it worked. I have tried it. I know that the power of the Bible.
Because they might not think about it, they just want to learn how to read, but you know,
Yes.
brought them, and when God's there when they need Him the most at the perfect timing.
Yeah, it's a good project.
Yes.
So, if you want to teach English through the Bible, it's a good project.
Yeah. Thank you.
That what I've been thinking, you know, like a lot of people they go to a mission, they teach the Bible for the for the Christian over there overseas. But I've been thinking if I can bring the English over by the overseas, I think that it should be, you know, a lot of people interested in coming to learn it. So, but the problem I have right now, I'm not too good for the English language. So that's the problem I have right now. So.
Well, you still better than the main people in Vietnam and China.
I hope.
Oh, John, I have a cousin from Laos. She would like to enjoy with us. And then, yeah, and then she said she doesn't speak English at all. And then she knows some Lao, but the most she speaks in Mien. I said, yeah, go ahead to come join with us. And then we try to help each other from there. Then we try to speak Lao, we try to explain for Mien, so she can be understand that.
Oh, Kat. I mean, Kat.
Yes.
I forgot about the Cambodian student. Can you ask him to join our class to see that he like it or not?
Oh, okay. We can send him the Zoom.
Yeah,
link.
send him the Zoom. Let him to try and join us to see that he like it or not.
Okay.
So if he like it, he can take credit for it. We can help him.
Okay.
So let him join us to see that it worked for him or not.
Okay. So we will go
I
from
talked to a couple that friend I they want to learn it, but one of them in Vietnam, so he don't speak English, he don't speak any language but beside Mien language and Vietnam. So I know Achan don't speak Vietnam, right?
No, but if they want to join us, they are welcome. They can learn English in the same time.
And one of them, and I sent both of them that Zoom number, asked them to come in tonight, but I don't see they come in. So
Yeah, they need a lot of help to start with because at first it's difficult for them. Well, we all start with nothing. We don't know any English and we learn it too. Okay, do you have any more concern or question for what we have discussed?
Chan, I think she will be here soon.
Who?
The one I just talked about, her name's Man. Yeah, Man Sechao. She from Laos.
Oh, he from Laos?
Yeah, she from Laos. I just said she can listening, but if she like it, we can start from there.
Yes, everyone can try. You can invite your friend to try out.
Yeah, I give the Zoom number for her already.
Yeah.
Thank
But at first it could be difficult, but you need to support them.
Yes. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, let's go back to John Piper. Now, John Piper is a very famous preacher and pastor. How he think about mission? What is the heart of mission for him? He said that the heart of mission is worship. So what does he mean? He means that God created man to worship him. And the heart of everything is to worship God. So he tried to say that God sent us out to the world in order that we can bring people back to worship God. That's what he tried to tell us. Worship is the goal. Mission are the mean that we use mission to bring people back to worship God. Because for John Piper, God created man for himself. And the whole way is for us to worship God. Mean that we have to be with God and obey God. And that is everything. God sent us all over the world to bring people back to Him, to fulfill what He had been created. I mean, He created mankind for Himself. And mission is the liberation project, mean that Satan take man away from God. And God sent believers to go out to bring all mankind back to God. But in order to fulfill that, we need to suffer. It's not easy because this is war. For him, mission is war, spiritual war. Satan will never let people go, but we're going out in war to save people, to bring people back to God. And we are the missionary like the soldier of God, that for John Piper. Will we do that job? We are the soldier that God sent out to bring mankind back to God, to worship God. And here he talked more detail about worshiping. And he emphasized more that the church exists to worship God. We get together not just to enjoy ourselves, but to worship God. And God is the whole heart of the church. And the whole heart of the mission that God sent believers out to bring people back so they can worship God and come back to God. That's the whole thing. That is the goal. And this is what John Piper talked about. We live in wartime. Mission is the war. It's not just an easy thing, but we need to know that in order for us to bring salvation back, people back to God, suffering is the price that we need to pay. So now we have a few words that John Piper say. Worshipping is the heart of everything. Mission is the mean to bring people back to God. And believers need to pay the price of suffering in order to bring people back to God. Now, how you think about that? The heart of the mission is to bring people back to worship God. And believers need to sacrifice, go to war to save the whole world. And here, when he go out to teach, to preach, everywhere he talk about mission in the sense of we going out to bring people back so we can worship God together. He said that even in heaven, we all go there to worship God. That's the whole thing. So that is the best time that we can get. And we all do everything for God because God created us for himself and man exists for God. And here he put a lot of questions. Why God created us? That for himself, for his glory. Why God chose Israel? That for himself. After you read this article, you might feel, oh, God is so selfish. Why he do all these things for himself? Well, the whole goal is not for himself. God do everything for the one he loved, that us. God make everything for mankind because he loved us. So you see that the goal is not for God himself, but for humankind. We will have the perfect world because God prepared everything for us. So the whole goal is not just for God himself, but for us, the heir of God. And because he loved us, he wants the perfect world for us. So this is how the whole thing go on for John Piper. God sent us out to bring people back to worship him, to have unity in the family of God. And that's God's goal. One day we all get together to worship God, to be a family of God, and every perfect world and universe for man that God intends for us. But in order to do that, man, believer, need to sacrifice to make that happen, to going out. But God have sacrificed more. He died on the cross for our sin. And that's the supreme sacrifice. And he set up a good example for all believers to learn how to sacrifice, to make things right with God, and for God's plan to fulfill again. So this is what John Piper tried to tell us. It starts in Bethlehem, that God come and save us. Okay, this is a short version about what John Piper wrote so many articles about mission. The goal of mission is to bring people back to worship God, to be with God, to unite with God, because God created us for him, and to be part of him, and everything good for us. Now, how you think about what John Piper, a very famous preacher, talk about the goal of mission and why we're going out to bring people back? It's different from what you think about mission in the past. Why we do mission? And yes, Nathan.
Maybe I'm very out of subject, but what is a mission? Oh no, what is worshiping? The way I understand is worshiping is whatever that obedience to God, suffering for God, serving God, all those part of worshiping, isn't it, Ajahn?
Well, the heart of the whole thing is we come back to be part of God, to unite it with God by worshiping him. So you see that it's not just like what we understand about just go to sing and to sit there, listen and sleep and wake up. It's not in that sense. But the real worship is going back to be part of God. That the heart of worship is about God, to be part of God, to fulfill what he planned for all mankind. And that is worship. A lot of us think of worship is go to sing, to read, to kneel down, to listen, and that worship for us. But what the real heart of worship is, it's just about God, to be part of God, to fulfill his plan for us. That's the heart of worship. So why we sing? Well, singing is just the vehicle to bring us closer to God. And all things that we done at worship time is not the goal. It's just the vehicle. It's just the mean that try to bring us closer to God. But most of the time we get lost when we worship. Why? We just thinking worship is singing, worship is reading, or worship is just listening. No, all those things is just part of it. It's not the heart of worship.
So can we say that suffering is worshiping God, John?
Well, worship, suffering is just part of what we do in order to be part with God. What kind of suffering we have? Well, we need to suffer in the sense that we not let our physical body take over us. We sacrifice our time, our money, our comforts in order to be with God, instead of doing many things that this world wants. But we sacrifice those things in order to be with God, to be part of God. So suffering is part of it.
Thank you, John.
Welcome. That's the main idea of John Piper, a very famous preacher. He tried to bring us that the whole heart of mission is to bring people back to worship God, to be part of God, to fulfill the plan of God, the original plan that God made mankind. I don't know, in the past you might think about mission as to bring people to church.
Yeah, in the past, I think that the mission is like overseas, but now I think differently. And have you heard of the Samaritan purse, Ajahn?
Yes.
Yes, that last couple weeks, Thanksgiving, before Thanksgiving, my church, we had some of those shoe boxes and we fill stuff and we send it overseas, wherever. And so I thought it's really big organization that, but I'm glad that we were part of it. Our church was part of it, so we were able to participate in that. And just like pray over the gift and whoever gets that make sure that the childs are happy about it, and maybe pray over that they may come to know God when they grow up.
Yes. So the president of the organization is the son of Billy Graham.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yes.
Franklin Graham.
Yes, that's Billy Graham's son. Yeah. Just want to
Well,
share
that means good.
Yeah. Hopefully next year we'll get more shoe boxes so that we can tell friends and family, even they're not Christian, but we can still tell them about it and maybe they can participate. Thank you.
Good. There's so many good organizations try to do the mission work in different way. Well, how do you think people say that doing something is still better than do nothing?
John, that question is right, but doing something better than nothing, but it's doing for your own glory or doing for God.
Why people say that? Because different organizations do different things, and some work, some doesn't work, and some is a waste. So in general, people say that at least they do something. Yeah, the whole thing is sometimes we cannot judge other people what they're doing. So the idea that at least they do something.
Ajahn, some churches, they have a soup kitchen. Fish
Yes.
That also part of it, and also like Africa, some continent, some area, they villages, they don't have water, so a lot of people send money organization over there, and they drew the well, they pump water, have a clean water for the village people to drink. And like Zach went on a mission trip with the church. They went and built house. They built a really pre-made house, and they went there. They in 1 week they built I don't know how many houses. So sometimes things that you do people don't see, but God see it. But your intention has to be right. If not, then we will not receive the reward or the glory.
Yeah, when I was young, I think like businessman. I always think that, well, when you do something, you need to calculate them that it was all the money you invest in it. And I found out that some organization waste money more than using the right way when I was young. But now I don't think that way anymore. I think that at least they try something. And we cannot judge them how they do it or why they do it. Well, if you put the economist or the businessman into every Christian organization, a lot of businessmen will say that Christian waste money, did not do the good job. Why? Because all businessmen thinking about profit. Whatever you invest, you need to make money. You need to get the best out of your investment. But Christians have different philosophy. We not try to make money out of it. So what we try to do? Well, I think first thing that all Christians try to do is to obey God and to listen to what God put in their heart. And they try their best. So for me, that's good enough. They listen to God, they try to do something in their heart, and they try their best. It doesn't need to be my best, but their best. And God did not judge them with one standard. And that is fair. God looked at us, each one differently. And God did not compare us to anyone. So it's just your best. So what else you have learned from all this chapter 1 about mission and what people try to do? Well, it's a lot of information. You need time to digest them. Next week, we could cover chapter 2 and 3. And if you have time, you can read it in advance. Okay, any last comment before we take a break? We will take a break, and after that, we will come back for the second class, 1 Timothy. Okay, if not, I would give you a break now.